Do good to those who hate you and turn their ill will to friendship. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. I don't know who my grandfather was, I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. When I get ready to talk to people, I spend 2/3 of the time thinking what they want to hear and 1/3 thinking about what I want to say. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. My concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. That some achieve great success, is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Get books, sit yourself down anywhere, and go to reading them yourself. I cannot bring myself to believe that any human being lives who would do me any harm. My dream is of a place and a time where America will once again be seen as the last best hope of Earth. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. If I am killed, I can die but once, but to live in constant dread of it, is to die over and over again. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. The things I want to know are in books, my best friend is the man who'll get me a book I ain't read. A capacity, and taste, for reading gives access to whatever has already been discovered by others. I have talked with great men, and I do not see how they differ from others. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. Common-looking people are the best in the world, that is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new at all. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Those who deny freedom to others, deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God, cannot long retain it. Perhaps a man's character was like a tree, and his reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. Perhaps a man's character was like a tree, and his reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. How many legs does a dog have if you call his tail a leg? 4. Saying that a tail is a leg doesn't make it a leg. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. The probability that we may fall in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. It shall not deter me. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith, let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. The past is the cause of the present, and the present will be the cause of the future. All these are links in the endless chain stretching from the finite to the infinite. I have stepped out upon this platform that I may see you and that you may see me, and in the arrangement I have the best of the bargain. If you think you can slander a woman into loving you, or a man into voting for you, try it till you are satisfied. Stand with anybody that stands right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. I hold that while man exists, it is his duty to improve not only his own condition, but to assist in ameliorating mankind.
अबे मादरचोद के बच्चे, तुमको समझ नहीं आता कि मैं तेरा बाप हूँ और तू अपने बाप को ही गाली दे रहा है? तुमको तो देख लेंगे लौड़े।
The legitimate object of government is to do for the people what needs to be done, but which they cannot, by individual effort, do it all, or do so well, for themselves. We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. Upon this subject of education, not presuming to dictate any plan or system respecting it, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. I know not how to aid you, save in the assurance of one of mature age, and much severe experience, that you cannot fail, if you resolutely determine, that you will not. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. In this sad world of ours sorrow comes to all, and it often comes with bitter agony. Perfect relief is not possible except with time. You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better. But this is not true. You are sure to be happy again. Reduce the supply of black labor by colonizing the black laborer out of the country, and by precisely so much you increase the demand for and wages of white labor.